don't know the power of sci-fi radio.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
We would be honored if you would join us.
All right, it is another Thursday night. That music means it's Docking Bay 94. Thanks for tuning in to join us. You could be listening to us on sci-fi.radio.
Yeah.
You could be watching us on Twitch or on Facebook or on YouTube. Any of those things are perfectly acceptable. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Joe Donoho.
And we have no Colleen Kaylee Crosby tonight because she's had a week.
Yeah.
She's toast.
Yeah.
So
sounds like it.
Yeah, no Colleen. Just the boys. And Kit. Wherever Kit may be. So yeah, it's Colleen has been in a lot of reorganization meetings for her company where they're trying to update and fix things that are like 15, 16 years old. And she's been having like really long meetings. She's been having like these 5, 6, 7 hour long meetings. And it's just awful.
Gotcha.
Hey, Ellen Kalachi just popped in. The Lady A. Good evening.
Yeah. Let's see.
Like sit back, take a nap.
There we go. Okay.
Be good.
Oh, good grief.
I keep feeling like I did.
It's been a long one.
It has, and I feel like I did more this week than I actually have. It may have just been one of those things where there's was a lot of prep to what I did this weekend.
Yeah.
So it could be.
Hey, Chris. Hey, Laura. Yeah.
But and Pat.
Oh, there's Pat. Pat's watching
Pat.
too on YouTube.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Just this, fellas.
Yep. Just the dudes, man.
Well. Yeah. It's been rather busy. I've more work than I have been doing at the last stretch at my job. So.
Yeah, it's frustrating. But, I'm really bummed out that they're getting rid of you, and it's like, I guess you're being laid off and not fired. So
exactly.
Do you qualify for unemployment?
Yeah.
Okay. As long as you qualify for unemployment.
Yes, indeed.
I mean, ideally, since they're letting you go.
I just can't really.
They should give you stuff.
Can't really apply for it yet. I have to wait until after the last day that which is next Friday, then I can apply for it.
Okay, well that's fair, but at least you qualify for it because I never really know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just rude.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
you're not the only one. Some of my friends on Facebook have been saying that they've had job cuts where they work too. So.
Yeah. Chris, they're down. My company is downsizing. The company I work for, they're basically. I'm training people that have been there longer than I have to take over whatever I do, and because the publishing side has slowed down, and so they're like, we can't afford you, so I'm getting laid off. And I just have a feeling though that chances are they're probably going to sell or whatever the publishing side, and then the other side of the company will probably continue on, probably limp on for probably another year or so. Then the entire thing will probably be kaputs, but who knows?
Maybe
we'll see.
It's just awkward that it's like, okay, Bob, you've been here longer than Jeff. We're going to train you to do his job.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I'm the one training everybody. So.
Yeah, I've had to train my own replacements several times.
Yeah, it's the vice president is and the customer service person are the people that are going to be doing what I'm do after I leave. So
The vice president? Wow.
kind of funny. Yeah. Yep.
Well, if the officers of the company aren't willing to roll up their sleeves and get their hands dirty,
Yeah.
do they really deserve the job?
So
Now,
anyway,
I
so whatever.
I
I'm
have
gonna look
to
somewhere else.
ask you, Jeff, what this is. What is burnt umber beyond that crayon color that nobody wants?
Exactly. It's a what's the best way to put this? I think it fits in well with like Haunted Mansion, but how it's decorated inside and whatnot, sort of a little bit of gothicness to it, but
So it's
it's a
it's
coffee house
oh, okay.
in uh Garden Grove,
Hmm.
and the outside it's part of like a larger building, so it's like so the front area has a neat look to it, but the inside is what actually they did all the work to. So it's pretty neat. It was just the kids went there, and so went and got some drinks from there and hung out for a little bit, and then I had to take the youngest to work, and then the rest of them went off to the Knott's marketplace to wander around and see the not the Scary Farm store that they have open there right now and such.
Oh, that's cool.
So, yeah, but it was neat. I did like the place. It was just it's not very big, you know. So I guess if you can sit inside, that's probably the better place because that's where you get all the ambiance and the atmosphere of the place.
Right.
As
Well,
opposed to
that's
the outside, which
there's a lot of places like that, like Scum and Villainy, where the outside's not much to look at, but the inside is really cool.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a place I expect to be super busy shortly, Beetle House, which we should probably
Yeah.
also go to at some point, which is all
Yeah.
Tim Burton themed.
yeah. Hey there, Talon Thorn. They have like it's weird. They have a open. It's designed so that there's an open. I guess it's almost like a mall in a way inside, but it isn't because there's like a walkway in between the businesses and the inside. So it's odd. It's almost like a regular mall, but it's not.
Interesting. So, like,
Yeah.
sort of a shopping arcade, or
It's designed almost the same as a mall when if you walk down this area in the middle, but because of the way they've designed this middle walkway, it's a lot more like the back area at a mall. Like if you take the back tunnel areas, if you want to call them that,
mm-hmm.
for the behind the stores, it's a little more like that.
Wow.
It was really weird. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. But it was better. Look, it was better, better looking, so that paints and whatnot. But it's odd.
Let's see.
So
Did
yeah,
you
that was that fun part of my week.
did you post
Fun
pictures of
part
that,
the week.
or was that Rose that posted pictures of that on Facebook?
Rose might have posted pictures. I think I sent some to you and Colleen.
Oh, maybe
From the
that's
inside.
what I'm thinking of. Let me go look in Messenger
Yeah,
and see if
I think
can.
so. At least maybe I might have sent you one of Rose, because she was there. I took a picture. She was on.
Yeah,
on the
I
couch.
remember like people
I was there.
lounging on couches and stuff. But
Yeah.
I feel like you sent that to the both of us. So let me see here if I can find it. Nope, I guess
Say
not.
like what?
Oh no, here it is.
Yeah.
I found it.
Oh, you found it?
Yes, but it will not open them for some
Of course.
reason. All right, here we go. I just thought that, we had these pictures. We should kind of like show them.
Yeah.
Let's see. Check out.
I couldn't take a lot of pictures because it would just be a bunch of people that we don't know. And
Yeah, and that's always a
but yeah,
problem because it's just kind of a bummer when you don't want to post pictures of other people and stuff, and it's kind of rude. But that's cool. Very
yeah, yeah,
very suitably
yeah.
gothic.
But yeah. So that's virtually what most of the furniture looks like and everything. They had a dress that you could buy in a sense.
Yeah,
I
this
think
looks
you
like
would
their
go to
store.
Etsy or something to
This
do
looks
it,
like
but
the
yeah.
corner of their store.
Hmm.
That's very cool. And
Merchandise shelf. Yeah. There's more to this place, but like I said, it's like I don't want to do that to the folks over there. Go, here's a
yeah,
picture of
it's
you. Haha.
well, and that's the thing that's really tough. It's a problem I have with Disneyland, and it's why I don't do a lot of live reporting from Disneyland because,
Yeah.
like, I don't want to ruin someone else's day. I don't want them to go, oh, we had a great day, except for that dude who wouldn't shut up in line.
Yeah, exactly.
And plus, it's always dumb. I feel it's kind of weird when I'm like there, and I'm
Yeah.
talking to air. So
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Eric. Yeah.
Eric and
So let's see the
Eileen
yeah.
popped in too. Hi, Eileen.
Oh, okay.
Over
Sweet.
on, over on Facebook.
Somewhere. Okay. I don't see that one yet. It'll show up eventually. Um, but yeah, that's what we did. That's what we did there. And then
Okay, well that makes it. I didn't know what the
had
name of
the
the
other
place was.
fun instances too. Yeah.
And Burnt Umber was
But
such a
it's pretty
weird
cool.
name choice.
Yes. I would like them to do probably a little more design, or decoration on the outside of the building, but I don't know if they actually can
Right, that they may
because
be
they're part of
limited.
a larger building. So yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
Let's see.
Other than that, let's see. I had to take Poe to the vet, and because he had something wrong.
Boo.
Yeah, it was loads of fun. It's not really always fun to take him there, but we had to do it, and it was
Poe
hefty
is a
price
very
tag.
large dog, and so taking him anywhere sounds
Mhm.
problematic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And he likes to and if he sees people he doesn't know or something, or comes to the dogs, he's like loud bellowing bark, but
Oh my gosh,
he's not going to do anything. He's just
he's
loud.
all noise.
It's funny.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah,
so do
exactly.
you identify now with all the Marmaduke cartoons? Do they like make more sense to you now? Having a
Pretty.
giant
I mean,
Great
they
Dane.
kind of always did, but yeah, exactly. He's a big dopey boy, you know.
Hmm.
But he's funny. He's fun. He's cute. Let's see here. What's this say? Oh, I froze again.
Your
Okay,
yeah,
the
your
lady
video
says,
is frozen.
Um,
You
I'm frozen.
I can only see the top
Uh,
part of your shirt, which is like black with like a little bit of a stripe, and it looks like you're a
Yeah.
Sandman from Logan's Run.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's probably it. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. This happened last time, and then it started up again, and it
Not
caught
the
up.
carousel. Yeah.
So I think our internet over here is just fine. So
Oh, okay. I don't know. Yeah, because I mean, I'm hardwired into ours, so it should be fine too.
yeah, I
But
am too. Yeah,
no,
our download
knows?
speed is 350.
uh,
So
yeah.
should be
I
fine.
blame Zoom.
Oh, I completely
So,
blame Zoom.
uh, yeah. But yeah, and like he had like the dogs like to play pretty rough, so like Ahsoka and him play pretty rough, and Owen brings over Scratch, and then they play really rough,
Wow.
and so he got like a little thing under his, he got rubbed a little too much, or scratched or something under one of his left front legs.
Okay.
So we had to take him in, and now he's on antibiotics and all sorts of fun stuff to get rid of that,
You have to bandage them up.
because it was red. Yeah, no,
Oh, okay.
he was like almost, it's not quite red, but it was like very pink and stuff. So from all of it, because he was licking all the time and everything else. So it's just a matter of just like they gave him a shot of 2 shots, and then then gave us pills and ointments. So that's what we've been doing. Fun stuff. Yeah.
Dogs are and
Oh
many
man.
pets are an adventure. You never quite know what's going to happen, and
Yes, it's true.
it can get pretty nuts. But
Yeah.
so Colleen and
Yeah.
I,
Yeah. So crazy, Soka.
we went to a play on Friday at the
Ooh.
Amundsen Theater. And if you've been listening to the show for a
Yeah.
while, you'll know that we have been kind of unhappy with our season ticket seats there. And they keep telling us that they don't have anywhere to move us, but there were a lot of empty seats when we were there. So they could have moved us someplace. And the problem that we have,
Yeah.
we're in the second row of the
Jeez.
balcony, but we're all the way to the left.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
Colleen has a seat that's like one of two seats in the balcony that has a pole in the way.
Oh joy.
It's the handrail to get up into the row that we're in, and it's like right by her head, which is not cool. And
Oh
then
good
uh,
gravy.
the audio in the theater sucks at the edges. So I have been really looking forward to seeing this. It is, of course, a live stage version of the movie that
Okay.
it has some minor differences, but nothing reasonable. And I was just super excited to see how they were going to translate the movie into a live stage performance and keep all the really cool bits, the different rooms that everybody has to explore,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
sneaking
Yeah.
around the house and like all that kind of stuff. Um, and these actors may have been amazing. I don't know because I couldn't hear them. And
Oh geez.
it's just so like
That
this
sucks.
this was the last play that we had at this thing. And so I'm like, do we do it again and get different seats, like kind of back where we used to be, which was on the ground floor? And so it's not as good visually,
Yeah.
which is why we took these other seats, is it was better like visually. Um, it's not as good visually, but
Yeah.
the sound will be better because it sucked. We saw 3 shows that all
Damn, dude.
tanked. Yeah, I was really annoyed
What the heck?
at it. And I've been going to this theater the majority of my life. So I started going to this theater back in like 1978 or 9. I
Okay.
was in middle school.
Which one is it, the Amundsen or
The
something?
Amundsen, yeah. It's at the Music Center in downtown LA.
Okay.
It's across from the Disney Hall. But there are 3 theaters right in a row. There's a Dorothy Chandler
Yeah.
Pavilion where the Oscars used to be held. There's the Mark Taper Forum, which is this big round cylindrical building. And then across from that is the Amundsen.
Okay.
And the Amundsen has several different balconies, and the rake of the theater is so severe that if you get vertigo, you can't sit in the upper balconies because you will fall. It's so dizzying up there that it's absolutely crazy. So we got this, first balcony. We got pretty good seats. It's just that the audio sucked.
Yeah.
And like
Man.
I saw a play in 1978 or 79, whatever it was, with Katharine Hepburn. It was Katharine Hepburn and the guy who was the mayor in Ghostbusters. What was his last name? Margulies.
Okay.
He was in it, and a bunch of other people.
Probably. I don't know.
And it was an actual play. It was a drama play, no music, no anything. And we could hear everybody. It was terrific. And we had crappy seats because we were junior high school students. But we got to go backstage. We actually had an acting class with Katharine Hepburn, which was like freaking amazing. I don't even know how my drama teacher pulled it off. And it may have just happened accidentally while we were there, where we were sitting around looking at the sets, and like she walked out and sat on a couch and like suddenly started teaching a class. So yeah, really crazy. I might have lost Jeff. Let me see what's going on with Zoom here. It's yeah, I think we did. I think we lost Jeff. Which means I have to go get Colleen to get us hooked back in here. Jeff sending me a message. It's always exciting. Radio when our technology fails. Oh my gosh. Hey, there we go. All right, see if we can make
Did
this
it work?
Yes, you were back.
Good gravy.
Awesome.
Crummy Zoom. What the heck?
I don't know, but hey, you were moving and we can hear you. So we got that going for us.
Frickin' Zoom crashed or whatever the hell's going on. Good grief.
Lame.
Just a little bit. Could pay the butt. You were going on and like, oh shoot, I can't say a word. I can't actually answer anything. I had no audio or anything. It was completely died.
That sucks. Well, we're back. All's fine. And you didn't miss anything. It's just me griping about the sound. So
Okay.
we'll see if we can fix it for the next time we do it. But we're out of the plays that we had paid for.
Okay.
And I think
Gotcha.
I figured out what seats we had last time, which were fine. So maybe we'll do that. But because it was so bad. You ever have something happen to you where you start to question that you have something wrong with you? Where you're like, I can't hear this. My hearing must be going. There must be something wrong.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what was happening with me. Is I'm like, I must be listening to music in my car too loud or something. What's going on? Why am I losing my hearing? But of course that's not the case at all.
Yeah, no.
I'm like not losing my hearing at all. So,
Yeah.
nuts. But the play,
Yeah.
what I saw of the play was really great. It would have been better if I could have heard the jokes. because one of the things that was really funny is you would hear the audience laugh, and it wouldn't be anyone around you on the sides. It would be everybody in the middle of the theater laughing.
Oh, okay.
So like,
you're like,
there's
you're like, what are they laughing about?
right. There's like a stripe of good audio right through the middle of the theater, and we were not in it.
Oh. Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I think there's like, we had like one successful time when we had Aubrey and I saw a long time ago. We saw a Phantom of the Opera at the in Costa
Pantages.
Mesa.
Oh, Costa Mesa. Okay.
And yeah, and it was the what do they call it? Performing Arts Building, and
Segerstrom?
we got, yeah. So it was like it's a limited view. I'm like, oh, what? Limited view. And we got there, and there was like a pillar that was off to the left, and it wasn't really obscuring much of anything.
Oh, okay.
So they're like, okay, I guess it's limited, whatever. So we actually, it turned out fine for us. I was like, okay. So it's like a rarity when that happens, that when they actually say limited view and you're like, well, I see some of the stage,
We had a limited view when we saw Phantom of the Opera at the Pantages Theater. And I had talked about great experiences I had going to see it. And Colleen's like, I've never seen it. We should go.
Yeah.
And so we got tickets and we went to go do it. And there was a tall guy in front of her with no hair.
Oh, no.
And so Colleen and I have this little shorthand where, so she would look at me. She would make like she had a pen in her hand, like a Sharpie.
Yeah.
And so she'd
Okay.
like pretend to have a pen in her hand and just put her hand up to the guy's head and lean into me and go, like she was writing with a magic marker on his head. Yeah,
She's modeling the pumpkin on Charlie Brown. Gotcha.
invariably, we get tall people sitting in front of us. It's almost always the case. So,
Yeah.
It's a total bummer. And
Man.
for Laura, in case she didn't figure it out because we were talking about stuff, we went and saw the play Clue, based on the movie,
Yeah.
at the Pantages Theater, or the Amundsen Theater.
Yeah.
We have some Pantages shows coming up to and including, in November, Back to the Future the Musical.
Nice.
Which we were going to see it on Broadway. And then because Colleen and I are going to New York in September. And then we figured out that it was coming here like a month later. So we're like, okay, we'll just wait for that.
Yeah.
And in between here and there,
Nice.
and I just double checked to make sure everything was cool with this. You and Colleen and I are going to see ELO.
Yeah.
Electric Light Orchestra. They're ending touring forever, and they're doing it here in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
And we have, if not the last night, like the last concert. I thought we got the last show.
Yeah.
For them though. So, but they may have added more shows.
Don't know.
So,
Could have. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah.
just sad that Richard Tandy died.
Yeah, that's a bummer. They used to have a theater near us in Tustin, and it's still there, but it's like one of those use this for private events sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it was called originally, before a church bought it a long time ago, and then the church no longer owns it; someone else does. But it was Elizabeth Howard's Curtain Call Theater.
Oh, I remember that place.
Yeah. It was a dinner theater kind of thing, but they usually did musicals and such. So, we saw like a version of Phantom of the Opera that was a musical still, and it was actually pretty good.
But it was not
And then,
the Phantom of the Opera.
Huh?
It was a Phantom of the Opera, which was really funny.
Yeah. Same story and everything. It's just basically just different songs.
Right. Not not Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Yeah. But it was still it strangely enough it was still good. It was really good. So what can you do? And then there was it's on here. Okay. We also saw, I think it was, I want to say it was The Sound of Music. I think they did that. And that was the regular
The
one.
legit one, yeah.
Yeah. There, and both of those are really good. You go, you have food, you get food, and you watch them up there performing. That was until I guess the church got a hold of it.
Oh no!
And that was when I saw the worst representation ever of "It's a Wonderful Life," and it was a musical.
No!
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah.
The It's a Wonderful Life
was-
is really funny because it's like in the public domain, and it was never a play; it's a movie.
Yeah.
But it was performed on the radio a couple times. So we have a version coming up that we're going to do in December of It's a Wonderful Life. And we're just doing like the movie part of it. But some guy took it and added an intro and an exit and a couple of other things in the middle and then recopyrighted it. So if you do his version of it that has this meta stuff, which is like, a bunch of people walking around pretending to be the radio station. If you do that, you have to pay him royalties. You got to pay him like $50
no
a
thanks.
performance or something. And we're like, we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
You suck.
Dumb.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, and it was just, it was a shame. It was such a really deep place to go. Once in a while, you can go and have dinner theater, you can watch these plays, and then it just went to crap.
Well, and you
okay,
always heard commercials for it, and it had a certain charm because everything was always slightly off, because it was like the Elizabeth Arden Dinner Theater presents Dracula, but it was like with songs by someone you've never heard of, and you're like, wait, Dracula's a musical?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
But it was,
a fixture
it was
of
good.
Southern California.
Yeah, totally good. Then when someone else, I think the church bought it or someone bought it, and it became like something else that became the Encore Theater or something. That was nothing. So it's like for your next private event.
Yeah,
But
it became
man,
Encore Dinner Theater after it was the Elizabeth Howard Dinner Theater.
yeah.
Actually, gosh, can I show you guys this picture? Let me
Oh
see.
no.
It's actually kind of cool because it looks like somebody's home theater in their house.
Mm.
Uh, if instead of just like chairs, you had dinner tables, and so like each booth
Oh yeah, yeah,
has
yeah,
a thing, yeah. And it's I
yeah.
mean they tried to really fancy it up.
Oh yeah,
Um,
and that's the backside. So that's like from the stage. So
right, exactly.
yeah,
So I mean, and it's got like sort of stadium seating. It's they're kind of
yeah.
stacked, and it
Mhm.
wasn't too bad, and the prices weren't terrible.
No, it
Um,
was a cool place. I
yeah.
loved it. But what do you do?
Well, I mean, nothing ever survives,
Yeah.
unfortunately. And apparently, it was a movie theater in 1962 called the
Oh.
Tustin Theater when it first opened.
See, that makes sense then for what they ended up doing.
Right. And then Elizabeth Howard took it over and she retired in 2005. And that's
Yeah.
when the church took over.
Yeah.
It was was the Curtain Call Dinner Theater.
Yeah.
And well, it's very
Yeah,
sad.
it's a shame, but what can you do? I mean,
The times they're a changing.
yeah. My Aubrey's great grandmother and great grandfather started a they're at a club called the Freedom Club, and they would do a lot of patriotic plays and such in this Lanai area. They had that was kind of like a pool, kind of like the a pool house connected to was connected to the garage, but they had a little stage in there, and they had a bunch of folding chairs, and people would come and they would do plays and musicals and stuff in there. And one of them was called "I Love America," and it was very patriotic. So that so that sort of thing. But I don't know. I don't know if that has survived in anybody's recollection. I don't know if that's been anywhere, but
Yeah, I don't
fun
know.
stuff.
It's those things come and go, and some of them are amazing and some of them are awful. And when you find it like a good one, you kind of want to hang on to it. Um, but also
Yeah,
sometimes they go up and down. Like I went to school at Moore Park College, it's a little community college that was in the like
yeah.
Caneo Valley area by Thousand Oaks and whatnot. And
Okay, okay.
they had the Moore Park Melodrama, and it was a very small theater. And
Oh,
they would do like very old timey kind of entertainment. So they would kind of do this dinner theater level of stuff.
yeah.
And sometimes they would be freaking amazing. And sometimes you would be like, did I just pay money for that? You just like scratch your head and you're like, why did I pay money for
Yeah.
that? That's pretty epic. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. What is Doom?
So, Doom. Yeah. That's so Sparrow had um three guinea pigs.
Oh,
One
right.
of them, one was Gloom, one was Doom, and the third Piglet.
Of course,
So
because
Piglet, because it's Piglet's hair is mostly hairless. There's like a little bit of hair like around his nose,
okay,
but he Gloom passed away earlier this year, and then and Doom just passed away the other day.
Aw.
So yeah. Now we've got the Piglet, and so we're gonna be, I guess, gonna get him a little, I don't know, not crate, but like we've had like this 2-story cage thing, and now it's like this is far too much for one little guy. So
Right.
something else. But yeah.
Wow.
But yeah. So that was a bummer. That was sad.
That is pretty sad.
But yeah.
I like guinea pigs. I took care of our neighbor's guinea pig when they would go on vacation, and I don't know what happened to it. I think it went to go live with another relative or something, because the kids are going off to college now.
Oh.
So their pets are sort of being dispersed. But yeah, guinea pigs are cute, and it's like I had to make friends with this one. What was its name?
Yeah.
Pumpkin, I think. And had to like make friends with it before it would take food from me. It's like, I don't know you, stranger. The heck.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave me alone.
Don was asking what the lifespan of a guinea pig is.
7 or 8 years at the most.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
And that's basically that's what they topped out at.
If you get 7 or 8 years out of a guinea pig, that's good.
Yeah, Piglet's a little over a year. I think he's just barely a year.
Oh my gosh, he's got a long way to go.
He has a bit to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Laura was saying that her cat discovered the springy doorstop in the bathroom. That you thwack it and it goes brrrr. And it just made me think of this. I'm going to play this for a quick second. See if you can identify what the song is, because every instrument is one of those little doorstop thingies.
No.
Hey, that's not it.
That's not it.
Where's the song?
I know that song.
I know. That's not the right song. It's the wrong song. Okay, let's try this one. There's the song part of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so he got all his different doorstops together, recorded them, and put together a video, and you can watch him flick each one for each note, which is pretty great.
That's awesome.
I thought it was very cool. It's just her little comment
More
about
like a Billy Spring in a movie scene.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Oh, and Laura got it wrong. Nope, it's Billie Jean.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That's okay. It's also hard.
Yeah, at first I thought it was something totally different because it wasn't really the song part yet.
It took a while to get into the song, which was a real problem. So there's a band that Colleen and I have been listening to that it's called the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band. And have you heard these guys? I think I've played them on the show. So it's founded by
I think you played it on the show.
David Wayne, and David Wayne is like a producer and has done a whole bunch of stuff. The lead singer is Ken Marino, who is an actor and a director. He directed me in Schooled, the Goldberg sequel. He was my director that day, which was really cool. And then, of course, he was in Veronica Mars. He's done a bunch of stuff. And then, in addition to their regular musicians, they keep bringing in guests. And so they've had Weird Al Yankovic, James Marsden, Will Forte, Natalie Morales, Catherine Hahn join them on stage. They're actually really good. And so go to YouTube and look up the Middle-Aged Dad Jam Band. They only do covers. And And if you watch Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, which is the Billy Joel song, that's the one Weird Al Yankovic is guest on.
Oh yeah.
And it was good. So
Yeah, that's the one he played.
So Colleen's been playing them and doing exercise to them in front of the TV. So she'll put on YouTube and she'll listen to them and she'll like try to get the steps in she missed by not taking a walk or doing whatever. And so while she's doing that, so she put on this Catherine Hahn one, and it's an 8-minute long video, and it takes 4 minutes to get into the song because she's just
what the heck
kibitzing on stage. She gave up. What was the song? It was "Don't Stop Believin'," I think. No, "Don't Stop Believin'."
Oh, okay.
The Journey one, and it was hysterical because Colleen's like, "Where's the freaking song?" And she gave up. She never even made it to the song because Catherine Hahn wouldn't stop talking. Yeah, it was really funny.
On and on and on.
Seriously.
That's awesome.
I did a wedding on Saturday, which was pretty great.
Nice.
A geek wedding for some people that I know through Gallifrey, Lisa and Patrick, and it's their is it the second marriage for both of them? I think so. And Lisa has a daughter, Rowan. And so we incorporated her into the ceremony, and they're total geeks, but they didn't want to go super crazy with the ceremony. So we just did the Princess Bride thing at the beginning, but not in the silly voice. We did it normally, because when you do it normally, marriage, that blessed arrangement, so half the people are like, "Oh, that's sweet," and the other half are like, "Blah." But yeah, it was really fun. So each table was arranged with the list of people who were sitting there. They each had a starship identifier. So like, this one's the Enterprise. This is the TARDIS. This is the Starbug from Red Dwarf. One of them was Mega Maid. They like the kids' table was Mega Maid. It was totally awesome. It was nice. It was really great. Anyway, it started out hot, and we started doing this ceremony at like 5:30, and it was hot, and then it started to cool off. It got really comfortable for the beginning of the reception, and then it got freezing because it was out in San Bernardino, and so then we got cold, and so everybody had to dance to stay warm.
Yeah,
it's just great, and I didn't have to DJ, which was terrific. And I'll tell you one.
Oh, good, man.
Yeah, that's always nice, right? And I'll tell you one thing that was really weird about this DJ, and I'm not saying he was bad. He was actually very good. He was very skilled. But the way he DJ'd, he only played like a minute and a half of every song and then moved on to another song. Right? It was really weird. He'd play like 2 verses of a song and then move on to the next song and do the same thing. So he'd take like a 5-minute block and have 5 songs crammed into it. Really crazy.
That's bizarre. There's like a channel that one of the radio stations that I think Abria has set in her car. Sometimes I have to use that. I use her car to pick Spur up from work at night. And I'll be flipping channels, and it's like I think it's one of the college channels or something, like 88.9 or something. And the beginning of the dial, as it were, and you put it to this channel, and it's just like this DJ playing songs, and it's the song, and then there's this lengthy interlude of the end of that song and another song, as they cross over, but it's a really long one until they get to the next one.
Oh, so like it's a big muddy mess of a crossover.
That, Yeah, so it's like, it went from Beat It to, to Prince or something, but it's this really long thing in the middle, kind of stuff.
Wow. That's funny.
Yeah.
I wonder if the guy's doing it himself or if he's just got his computer set to do this really long crossover.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Anyway, this DJ was super skilled, and he really knew the crowd. And mostly I DJ dances for old people. I freely admit that. And so, this is a bit of a younger crowd, so he played a lot of stuff like I did not know. But he'd play some song I'd never heard of, and the crowd would go berserk. I'm like, okay, dude knows what he's up to.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, so he was actually really great, and I had a lot of fun at the wedding. I stayed later than I thought I was going to be. I think I got back at like 1:30 in the morning,
Oh,
something like that.
nice.
And
Gotcha.
these two people really, deserve to be married. They're really super sweet. They're both really nice
Good.
to each other, and that's having been married before, and then finding someone else that they're really compatible with is a super big deal. So yeah, I'm really happy for these guys,
Yeah.
and I was glad they let me be part of their wedding.
Cool.
So
Yep. Hey, Rosie. Rosie's watching now.
hello, we showed a picture of you, ha 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 ha, from
Yep. Yep.
from Burnt Umber.
Bert Umber. Yeah. Yeah, the couch picture.
Yep. Let's see. So I did the wedding, and then you went to Disneyland yesterday
Yeah.
with the fam.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, we went down and we got there late though. It was like we got there at about in the park I think at about 5:30.
That is pretty late.
I had to work and everything and such, and I think Sparrow had to work and whatever. So I'm not sure, but in any case, so we went there and Aubrey usually can only last like a couple hours because like her legs start hurting, her knee hurts or something, and so we usually leave. But she lasted quite a while. We were there till like 10 something, I think.
That's pretty good.
I don't know.
Pulling a 5-hour
And,
shift at Disneyland
yeah.
is respectable.
Yeah. So we eventually did get on Haunted Mansion, but we also got on like Big Thunder and Rise of the Resistance, believe it or not.
Wow.
We were we were looking at it, so it's only 25 minutes. I'm like, yeah, they must have just reopened it,
Right.
But we went over there and boom, got in line, and it was not a terrible wait. It was like a normal. It just kept moving and stuff.
Terrific.
So it was probably actually closer to 25 minutes to actually get on, which was surprising. Yeah, and we went off and got food and stuff. So, but we were on Mansion, and we got all the way up to right where you get on the damn conveyor belt to get on the ride, right there, and they stopped the ride. I'm like, oh, you kidding me? And we're sitting there, and of course there's somebody looking for something. I think somebody dropped something on the ride or something, obviously. So there's
lost their phone.
Some guy with flashlights going up and down the track, so to speak, with flashlights. So like the entire and then on the ride itself, it stopped like about 3 times, I think, at least. So I took pictures and like a video at the last one, because it's got the nifty night sight. So I can oh, here you go, here, look kids. Wow. I said those to you.
So I teased this. Oh, we lost your voice again. Did you hit your button? No, you're gone. You're gone. We lost you. How rude. We had this problem starting the show earlier where Jeff's mic went out, which was kind of crazy.
Okay, there.
There you are. Yeah.
God, fuck.
What's the deal?
Such a pain in the ass. Okay. That was me that time. Apparently, I adjusted them, and I must have touched a button.
Which headphones
and the sound
are those?
decided to go away. Huh?
Which headphones are those?
Oh, they're Logitech.
Oh, all right.
But yeah, they're like I don't know. I can't remember what they're called, but I have to look it up.
Weird.
Yeah, they're fancy. And they're actually wireless, but I just have it plugged in because that's powering it.
Right. Wacky.
Yeah. But yeah, I sent you and Colleen the pictures and video, I think.
Yeah.
From what I took there,
Well,
but it was interesting.
and we
You
should
know?
mention while we're here, because I did tease this, where there is a new Easter egg that it's like a classic idea that has been worked into the it's been worked into the Haunted Mansion. It was like an old Mark Davis concept that I think he swiped from Raleigh Crump.
Oh yeah.
And
Most
so
likely.
did you catch this while you were going by? When you go through the Haunted Mansion, there's singing flowers by the casket of the guy who's trying to get out. And as you move past that vignette,
Yeah.
there's doors to the right. And between the casket and the doors, there is now a bat cage with a bat in it that's dedicated to Mark Davis.
Oh, okay. I don't think I saw it. I didn't catch it in time.
Let me see if I can find a
But
picture
it's
of it.
it's we're out there and like we're getting in line and Sparrow's like, I just want to smell the gingerbread, and it
Right.
was hysterical. If I don't get to smell the gingerbread, somebody's gonna get it.
That's pretty funny. Here's a picture of this, and it's of course a gag. It is a joke, and the joke is that it's a vampire bat, and it's really hard to see, and it's hard to see in this picture too. So here's the bat cage, and there's a bat with glowing eyes in there,
Okay.
and inside the
Gotcha.
cage with the bat are 2 glasses of blood, like wine glasses, and so it is a vampire
Yeah,
bat.
I can see one of them pretty well.
Right, and it says to Grandpa Mark, and it's just kind of a neat little nod to Mark Davis. I'm gonna zoom in a little here. Here we go. So
Yeah.
you can kind of see that the glasses
There we go.
are there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just kind of cute, and so it just showed up like within the last week, and it's kind of a neat thing. And this
Sweet.
goes along with some of the things that they added when you go through the attic, and you got stuck in the attic like 3 times. Didn't you like get in the attic and then stop and go further and then stop and then go further and stop?
No, the attic had only stopped the one time. I just took a
okay.
few pictures. I was going around the doom buggy to take pictures. That's why I've like sent you a few.
They had
It stopped right as you're about to exit Madame Leota. It stopped as well. Yeah, and then it stopped when right after the graveyard where you've got Oogie Boogie and his little lever.
right. I think you sent these to me personally.
Probably. I don't remember where I sent them.
Because I can't find them. Or not.
Maybe.
I'm kind of scrolling through.
Unless I only post. Maybe just a post. Did I post them on Facebook only then?
Maybe.
I thought I sent them to you guys.
Or they're in Docking Bay, maybe. It's because I remember seeing them. I just can't find them to show them
Oh yeah, that I must have sent. I must have just only posted the art things because I don't see them.
on Facebook. Because
Yeah.
it's in the attic. They added a couple things that they added last year, which is one of them is the melting candle man, who is over on the left-hand side by the big snake with not the snake, but where the pianist always is in the corner.
Yeah.
And so he is there. And then the other thing is on the way out the door by the snake with the list, there is the monkey bride. And it's a monkey in the bridal dress with the beating red heart, like the bride that used to be there.
Yeah.
So here we go. I got some of Jeff's pictures over here. So, I mean, getting stuck in Madame Leota's seance room isn't terrible. And and your night vision's working pretty well.
There you go.
In this room.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So it's like
if-
pretty much try to do that every time any ride I'm on kind of goes stops. I'm like, okay, time to take
Oh,
pictures.
I do too. I've got to take pictures. And yeah, so if
Yeah.
you had caught like to the left here, I think you would have seen the Candle Man.
Oh, see, yeah.
He's like
But it was like right, yeah.
kind of over there. There's
I
a
think
bucket of eight
I
balls
think it was
in there.
because like yeah. It was a matter of like I think it was the side of the dune buggy was just in the way. So I'm like, oh man,
Yeah, that's the thing about the Doom
could only
buggy
get so much.
is it like it moves you around and shows you what it wants you to see, and whatnot. But yeah, you got some pretty good pictures in here. The Monkey Bride, I think, is just behind the snake, like on one of the tables there.
Okay.
It's really hard to see and really hard to catch. I think I have some very
Yeah.
blurry pictures of it. But
Thanks, Eric.
yeah, not bad. Right on.
Yeah.
Hey, let me double check our time here. Oh, we still have 4 minutes. Okay.
5 minutes.
Yeah, my clock has been wrong in this room. I had a power outage
Yeah.
on Friday that knocked me off the air. It was like Friday morning
Yeesh.
at like 2, and I had to reinstall a new outlet in the wall because it broke the outlet.
Oh,
And so I had to shut off the breakers and figure out which breakers it was, and then put in a
geez.
new a completely new outlet. And the way the outlet was put in this wall was
Yeah.
really interesting because there is a box back there, like a junction box. They pulled the wires into it from outside, stripped it, and then looped the wire
Okay.
around the post. So like the wires don't terminate in that. It's like they just put it in line along the other stuff, and it's not grounded at all. There's like no ground.
oh, good grief.
There's just 2 wires coming in, and yeah, it was not good.
Amazing.
Yeah,
You're surprised it burned down. Yes.
this
Fire.
this
Yeah.
house is old, for sure.
Oh dear.
But oh
Yeah.
my gosh, it's kind of
Oh.
crazy.
And the other thing I caught on video too was hysterical. Like we were sitting there having like soup or something by a stage door, and
So weird.
not sure. Yeah, something happened with the dang Mark Twain, but I don't know what it was.
Yeah, let me turn
like
the
a
sound
big
off here.
problem happened.
Well, I think the guy like might have gone like missed docking the ship correctly,
It's possible.
or it might have been a handicapped access thing because there's a handicapped exit thing. I found Jeff's video and I'll
It
throw
was
this up.
past that, but yeah.
But it
See?
went backwards, which is kind of interesting. So you admittedly, yeah, you don't see that very often. I've seen them do it when they're trying to get things into position for Phantasmic, but that's full of people, and that's not usually what happens.
And I thought maybe it's an emergency and they had to stop and go back, but
Yeah.
I can't really. Yeah.
I mean, that said, though, great backlit shot with the sun behind the boat. That looks pretty cool. Last time I was on Tom
Bizarre,
Sawyer's
huh?
Island, I took a whole bunch of pictures with of the boat from the other side with the American
Okay.
flag there and the whole thing. It was really cool. I got to post them up because I don't go to Tom Sawyer's Island very often.
Yeah.
But every time they talk about taking something out of Florida or whatever, I feel the need to do it here.
Yeah.
Like, well,
I mean,
let's enjoy it while we still have it.
yeah. Next time you go to Florida, get on Tom Sawyer's Island before it's not there anymore.
Before it's too late.
Yeah. Well, it's they and I think did we talk about on the show, right, that they're gonna like that they were that D23 they were saying that that they announced it, and then like the Monday after D23 is when they said, hey, yeah, we're gonna put this Cars land in Frontierland. Oh, and by the way, we have to fill in the Rivers of America to do it.
Right. Well, specifically what they're doing is they're going to fill in the Rivers of America because the only thing they use theirs for is their riverboat.
Yeah.
And people don't seem to be going to Tom Sawyer's Island so much anymore.
Yeah.
So they're going to take that Tom Sawyer's Island, they're going to fill in the river, they're going to use all of that land, and it sounds like they're just about going to be able to put in like Radiator Springs Racers, something about that.
Something sort like that. It's like an off-road one.
Level, yeah.
Yeah.
And so it seems a little weird to have in Frontierland, in that part of the park. But
yeah, because it's the Old West, not the present day West.
Yeah. And the big problem that we had was that they have so much land over there. It's like, stop taking things out. Use land you already have that you're not using. Let me jump in real quick. Remind you guys that you are listening to Docking Bay 94. This is our usual Thursday night show here on sci-fi.radio. So if you are listening to us over there, thank you for tuning in over there. You could be watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, or Twitch. All of those are acceptable. And to you guys hanging out in the chat, we appreciate you all being over there. We're sitting and monitoring and looking to see what all y'all have to say. I am Sean Obi-Shawn Crosby.
This is Joe Soledado.
Colleen's taking the night off because she's had a crazy work week. She's also taking the day off tomorrow. We're going to Disneyland tomorrow, which will be fun. There's a lightsaber meetup apparently, and there's all sorts of crud going on. So we shall
craziness.
See. But yeah, no Colleen tonight. Kit puts our document together to keep us, armed with news and things to talk about. And so thanks for Kit for doing that. Beyond that, what do you think about Star Wars?
It's as fun as Star Trek, really. No,
they're ruining it. No, I'm just kidding. You want to do our history?
Yeah. Well, sure. I want to do all the whole Star Wars dealy bopper. We'll start with the B days. We have October. God, we're in the wrong month. August 23rd, 1925 was when Alfredo Akala was born, and his contribution. I don't know why is this all backwards? Is that he worked on let's see, The Frozen World of Oda, classic Star Wars early adventures, Planet Crew. So a bunch of different Star Wars comics.
As an illustrator? What did he do?
Yeah.
Because I don't recognize his name.
Inker and illustrator. Inker and illustrator, yes.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So they need to they did a comic strip for Han Solo at Star's End. And then
oh my God, I
guess
love
they
that
also
story.
I think they used it for his paperback too. Yeah. And of course, on top of that, he worked for DC Comics and whatnot, and did a whole lot of work for them and Marvel.
Wow, he got an Inkpot Award in 1977.
Geez.
That's good.
The what?
He got an Inkpot Award.
Inkpot, yeah.
Which is awarded by Comic-Con International. They started doing that in 1974, so he was like the third year he won that.
Yeah. Okay.
My gosh, he did Batman, Detective Comics, Hellblazer, House of Mystery, Masters of the Universe. Oh, he did Masters of the Universe number 1 and 2. He might have done some of the ones you liked.
The minis.
Swamp Thing, a lot of Swamp Thing. And a lot of weird tales.
A lot of Marvel and everything.
Oh my gosh,
a lot
I
of
didn't
Codan and the Marvel
get
and
to
stuff.
Marvel.
So yeah, geez.
Iron Man, Cull,
So
Thing. That's pretty awesome. Oh, sweet.
Yep, he was born in the Philippines. So yeah, that's the first birthday. Birthday number 2, we have August 24th, 1932. That's when William Morgan Shepherd was born.
Okay, I got to
Um,
ask you before
yeah.
anything. William Morgan Shepherd has like a really long history with about 200 credits. What is the first thing you
Yeah.
think of him in when you think of him as an actor? What's the first thing that comes to
You
your
know,
mind?
to be honest, I could swear, and maybe he's not, maybe he wasn't in this, but for some reason I keep thinking Max Headroom. Was he in
Yes,
Max Headroom?
he was. He
I
was
don't think he was
he
he.
was Blank Reg.
Okay.
He was the punk old guy.
Okay.
And that's the first thing I
Okay,
think of
that's
too.
why. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
So
it.
I'm like, what?
Um,
Okay.
yeah,
That's like, because I'm like, that's what comes to mind. Yeah.
but because he's
192 credits, so not a slouch.
Doctor Who and Star
Yeah.
Trek and Transformers.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, so much stuff.
He voiced for Star Wars. He voiced the Heavy Gun Trooper and the Rulian Strip Miner in Star Wars Force Commander game. And he also voiced someone named Ignatius Cheese
Mm,
in Escape from Monkey Island.
nice.
Yeah. So those are the Star Wars deals that they show.
He was in the
Um,
Elvira movie the same year he did Max Headroom. Oh my gosh.
So pretty awesome.
Yeah, he's the dad of Mark Shepard, who is in everything now too. He and in fact in Doctor Who, they played the same character, young and old,
Nice.
which was great. Yeah, it's a super cool. And
Sweet.
I'm trying to see what his very first credits were.
Yeah.
Like absolutely nothing we'd heard of. That's really funny. He was in the new Avengers. That's like the first thing that rings a bell with me. But anyway, William
Exactly.
Morgan Shepherd. I absolutely love him as an actor. I love seeing him turn up and stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes he's just this like weird background dude. Like in The Elephant Man, he was like a guy in the bar.
Yeah.
But if you
Just someone there.
know him, he stands out, which is really crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, right on. I think it's really funny that we both thought of the same role for him.
Yeah.
But I had to ask.
Next we have exactly. I mean, because I just thought that he looked familiar, and I'm like, wait a minute. So yeah.
Yep.
August 24th, 1934 is when Kenny Baker was born. R2. He basically primarily played R2D2 in Star Wars.
Yeah, and some stuff.
But
you know.
yeah, but he was in a lot of other things. I mean, he was even he was actually, I don't know why he's uncredited, but and he's only a band member. He's just a background band member in Willow, like back in the
Right.
Where he came from, where his Willow's village was, whatever. It's like, what?
Well, and he was also in Time Bandits, right?
Yeah.
He what was his name? Fidget?
Exactly.
Or something? I don't remember what his name was in that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Oh God, where did it go?
I don't.
Yeah, he has Fidget. Yeah.
I very rarely take pictures with celebrities as a rule, but
Yeah.
when someone takes a picture of me and there's a celebrity in it, that puts me over the moon when we're like having a conversation or something, just like being normal people. And so I knew Kenny. He was one of my convention friends. He was a guy that I met like way back in the day, like 1995 or 6 or something at Comic-Con, because nobody was at his table. And I just went up to say hi, and we sort of became these convention friends. And so in 2005 at a Star Wars Celebration in Indianapolis, I was having my picture taken inside the traveling X-Wing, which was a thing that I was responsible for when it came to California, but it lives at the Wings of the Rockies Museum in Colorado. And so they had it there on display,
Gotcha.
and they were getting Kenny to sign the X-Wing. And so he comes over, he's got a Sharpie, and I look down and I'm like, Kenny. And he looks up and he's like, hey, Sean, what are you doing up there? And we started like having this little conversation. Somebody got a picture, which is just like
Nice.
the best. It like makes me laugh every time I see it. He was absolutely the best.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And so I don't have a picture like
Yeah.
with my arm around Kenny pointing at him or doing whatever, but I've got this one, and that's for me. That's better. He was such a neat guy.
Yeah, exactly. Totally. Let's see here. Nick's birthday is August 23rd, 1935. That's when Ronald Falk was born. His Star Wars credit is voicing Dexter Jetster. I think that's really it. Really, mostly just Dexter Jetster in Attack of the Clones.
Yeah, that's really
Yeah.
funny.
However, yeah, he's got and other than that, he has about 57 credits. So other than that, it's not really.
And nothing
I'm
we've
looking,
seen.
and it's not really a lot of sci-fi or fantasy type stuff. It's mostly pretty straightforward,
Yeah.
Looks like, yeah, mysteries and cop shows and whatnot kind of thing from England. So kind of weird.
Yeah, there's nothing on here that rings a bell with me, which tells me probably, I bet he did a lot of stage work.
Most likely, yeah. I mean, because all I see is I see actor, but I don't. It's not telling me
Right.
other than what else he did. Yeah.
You know what's really funny is that he still
Yeah.
has a credit. He passed away in 2016 at the age of 80,
Yeah.
but he still has an upcoming credit for a short that's never been released.
Oh, whoa.
And in fact, several of the
That's
episodes he
weird.
was in released after his passing of the show he was in called
Yeah.
Jack Irish. So
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah, there's another thing usually that's other works, and there's nothing here for
Yeah.
him for other works. It's completely blank.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I liked him as
So,
Dexter Jetster,
I don't know.
though. It was such a weird character.
Yeah. Yeah, I know, but his voice worked really well for it. So.
Completely.
The next one, speaking of voices, August 26, 1940, Don LaFontaine was born.
No,
And,
you said
his
that.
Star Wars connection was that he was the narrator on the 95 release of The Making of Star Wars.
Right. No,
And
you
then, of
said
course,
that wrong.
Crap load of other movie trailers.
Don LaFontaine. You got to get like the big booming movie voice. Don
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Don
I got
LaFontaine. It was such an epic voiceover actor that in the SAG offices, the Screen Actors Guild offices, their voiceover recording studio and teaching studio is named after him. It is the Don LaFontaine studio.
Yeah.
And
There
he
he
is the
is.
guy, and some people will
Yeah.
argue this, but he is the guy that you can blame for that in a world kind of thing. He was apparently the guy who did that, and it popularized.
And it's like a lot of his credits say that, trailer announcer.
Right. Well, and there was like a documentary about him that's just called "In a World," it's just, which is actually it's sort of a docudrama thing where it's about a woman trying to insert herself in there. But he even did Phineas and Ferb and Family Guy, like lots of cartoons and stuff. But for a guy who was in every single movie trailer, he's got very few actual credits.
I know.
Which is really funny. He's got like 60 credits as a narrator.
Yeah.
And some of them he's just like, narrator.
Yeah. And then it says, but if you look under additional crew, it's trailer voice guy.
Right, and that's
like
where he got all of that kind of
98 credits.
stuff. Right. Horton
So, yeah.
here's a who. And some of these are so dumb.
He was a busy guy.
Garfield the movie. It's like, yeah, that's where I would put his voice to use. But he goes back to like 1964 doing movie trailers.
Yes.
Although there's a 20-year gap in his
Casa Grande.
right. There's a 20-year gap in his credits where he goes from
what happened there?
Gunfighters of Casa Grande to The Terminator.
Yeah. Like, what happened?
The Terminator.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure what happened is that they just didn't really, report him. I'm sure he was working steadily. They just didn't say, oh, what stuff, because he's only got like one credit. He did Terminator, Once Bitten, Eye of the Tiger, RoboCop. He's got like one movie a year, and he did more than that.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He was actually a super neat guy, and but so essential to the voiceover industry that SAG named the studio after him.
Yep.
Man, there must be a conversation somewhere between him and Gary Owens. I want to hear that.
Yeah,
those two guys having a talk.
Gotta be. August 27th, 1952, and these last year voice people as well, strangely enough, is Paul Reubens, Captain Rex from the Star Tours. And then, of course, Pee Wee Herman and blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah,
well,
blah.
he was also, and he probably got the Star Tours job because of this. He was the voice of the computer in Flight of the Navigator, which was the movie the year before Star Tours came out, and they probably went, "Oh, hey, we're working with Paul Reubens. Let's have him do this guy."
Yeah.
And now, of course,
and he was.
Oh, I was going to say that now he's in Galaxy's Edge as DJ Rex.
Yeah. The movie that most people don't like because the TV show they like more of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, he was probably the best part of the movie.
He's kind of amazing at those weird, quirky, doofy characters. And like he did the same thing in What We Do in the Shadows. He did it in Mystery Men, where he was the spleen. Like it's a super disgusting kind of character. Yes. And he wasn't always Pee-wee. And the things he did where he wasn't Pee-wee are kind of epic.
Yeah. Yeah. He was the Penguin's dad, so
Yeah.
And two different things.
And then he was let's
see here,
Professor Parenthesis in Phineas and Ferb, which he did right after he did Star Wars Rebels, where he was Captain Rex.
Of course. Yeah. So he got to be Rex a few times. Our last birthday is August 28th, 1973, and that's when Kirby Morrow was born, and he was the voice of Anakin Grievous in the Lego cartoons, basically. There's like 3 or 4 of them, but he was the Anakin and Grievous in those.
How old was he?
I don't know, because that would, back then I'm not sure they were in the Yoda Chronicles. They did talk. Okay, it wasn't just like
He was only 47 when he died. This Kirby Morrow was only 47.
Yeah,
when he passed away.
Yeah. Yep. He's younger than me. Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, Ninjago.
Yeah.
Inuyasha.
200 freaking credits.
Oh, does he really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he has like 200 acting credits. I think a lot of it is voice acting, but yeah. Insane.
That's
you
pretty
know,
cool.
and it's not, and it's everything. There's all stuff like Marvel Knights and stuff like that. Fringe, he was on that. So, yeah,
Oh, what did he do on
he was he was
Fringe?
he was incredibly busy. Um, I think I'll find it again. He played I guess he played two people or one person. It was called the Maddox and Maddox,
Oh,
I guess,
interesting.
and then in parentheses was Kanan,
Kanan. Yeah.
Canaan. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Arrow. It's funny that there's no IMDb link. I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. Oh, here's his IMDb link.
Oh, okay.
Found it.
Yeah, yeah. I found it on my app, but it's like, holy moly,
Yeah,
he was a busy guy.
dude was busy. Oh, good for him. Sad that he passed
Yeah.
away so young, though.
Damn. Yeah.
Really sucks.
His first job was the voice of Woody Malden in the English dubbed version of Mobile Suit Gundam. So there you go, anime fans.
Wow. Oh, he was in so much anime. Oh my gosh,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely nuts. Yeah, his
All the English dubs. Yeah.
he was in the 2014 RoboCop.
Hmm.
I mean, he got a
Okay.
lot of on-camera stuff.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Not just voiceover.
good for him. Death Note. He was in Death Note.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
He was pretty dang busy.
Yeah,
That's it for the birthdays, though.
I'm always bummed when somebody passes away early. We have nobody who died this week, though.
Yeah, I know.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. Nobody croaked. So, and we do have some more Star Wars history if we want to go through those things too. But let's see here, 1, 2, 3, 3 more of those. August 25th, 1977, Star Wars made the cover of Rolling Stone magazine. Woo, 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 woo.
I'm looking for an
August,
image of that. Oh, here we go.
yeah.
Here's a
you
version
found it?
signed by Mark Hamill.
What?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
Rolling Stone used to look like a lot cheesier than it was. It was like kind of
Hell
druggy.
yeah. Yeah.
Back in the 70s. There you go. Wow, hey, they were in the
Yeah.
same issue with Dolly Parton and Ted Nugent.
Wow.
Wow.
One out of two, man.
Talk about opposite ends of the spectrum.
Yeah. What the heck?
So
Oh,
Luke,
man.
Leia, Chewie, and Han were on the cover of Rolling Stone, but it was actually an interview with George Lucas. And
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with Carrie, but somebody
Whoa.
needs to come in and fix her top.
Is that why they taped her down? Oh my goodness.
Right? It's
Anyway.
like
Yeah.
what's
Jeez.
really interesting
Ooh,
here
boy.
is that she looks like she's in the ceremonial dress, which has
Yeah.
a more plunging neckline.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they must have just thrown her in there for promotional things. But yeah,
Man.
use
Can't the Wookiee have pants? Anyway.
use more tape. Yeah, everyone else gets pants. Come
I don't know. You can list some lederhosen. Anyway.
on. Come on, everybody looks good in later.
I could just see that. That'd be hysterical. We could, Chewie walking with lederhosen.
Didn't they do some sketches of Chewie in pants?
I don't know. I mean, because I think he was always just hairy, and it was just like the executive people that were at Fox that were all upset about it. They were like, "Can he have something?"
Well, they were afraid that he was like, Donald ducking it. There is a picture here, and I think this is on Mark Hamill's Twitter, or he commented on it or something. This picture always makes me laugh because I think Chewbacca looks like John Lithgow in it. So on the left-hand side, he's
those,
he's got like a loincloth.
does he?
And he's got one on the right, and they're like, "Oh, let's put him in clothes."
Yeah. that situation, yeah, the very early stuff.
But yeah,
Where
I
are we
mean,
going? Planet 10.
am I wrong, or does he? I mean, he really does look like
Yeah,
John Lithgow.
yeah, he totally
It
does.
won't let me zoom in, but yeah, it makes me laugh every time because that's all I see. Uh,
So, he's looking for the overthruster,
Right.
and
Laugh while you can, monkey boy.
okay, well. Let's see. Let's see where the other two. August 23rd, 1979 is when Lucas Limited had props in the slideshow to promote the Empire Strikes Back at CCon/World Science Convention in Brighton, England.
I wonder if our friend Craig was doing that by that point. I think he was, and he was big in
Probably.
Worldcon. So Los Angeles has won the bid for Worldcon. So it was in Glasgow, Scotland, this year,
Okay.
and we're gonna get it not next year, but the year after. And Craig Miller, who
Okay.
was head of fan relations for Lucasfilm, was promoting Star Wars at various World Cons and Comic Cons, and he is he's involved in the World Con that's coming up in 2 years. So that's pretty cool.
Oh,
He's been doing it a long time.
nice.
He's actually
nice.
he roped Colleen and I into it. We're
Mm.
involved now, for better or for worse.
Nice.
They might regret that,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, give it a shot.
but I feel like Craig,
Last but not least is what?
I was going to say I feel like
You
Craig
feel
was
something?
involved in that by then. So
Yeah, well, it'll be a big mess. August 28th, 1979. Filming hadn't finished yet, but a wrap party was held on the set of the Bog Planet for Empire Strikes Back.
Dagobah.
Yes, yeah. I'm gonna guess that it was like, and that was back. That's there. We're not done yet, and it's just a set where like Yoda and it was like Mark Hamill and props.
Well, and let me take a look
Yeah.
here because I remember Craig talking about doing something like that with that party, and I remember him posting
Party.
photographs.
Oh yeah, yeah, right,
Um, And let's see, Empire
Okay.
Wrap
I'll be right back. Okay.
Party. Yeah, you got
I
it.
got just something.
Okay.
Right back.
So somebody did some sketches of this wrap party, which Craig shared with all of us. And so I'll show you guys while Jeff is away. These are from that wrap party. And so what they did, because you couldn't really walk around on the Dagobah set without sinking into the mud that they made, they put these platforms up, and you could walk across these platforms and stuff and not be, stuck in the dirt and the mud and stuff. And it's kind of cool. Here we go. Here's another one of the Pete Moss centerpieces, apparently, which are kind of neat. And like you can kind of see up at the top of the whole sound stage and the lighting rigs and all that kind of stuff, and then people with tables down below. And like somebody just sort of decided to do these things. And I love Yoda's house there with like Yoda kind of peeking out of it. It was really, really kind of a cool thing. And I was looking to see if there was maybe something else. Oh, here we go. Here are the actual pictures of this thing, this party that happened. This is the invitation. You were invited to the planet of Dagobah, Star Wars stage, EMI Elstree Studios, to a reception in celebration of the completion of principal photography. Gary Kurtz, producer, and an RSVP number.
There we go. Back.
Which was cool. Great. I found all sorts of
Made it back.
cool pictures here of the event
Okay.
that
Oh, for
Craig
the
had.
the bog planet.
A bog planet. Well, and they had to put these platforms up so you didn't sink into the mud. And so,
Oh,
like,
totally.
everybody got these little sort of like picnicky goodie basket things.
Oh, okay.
And the cake that they had looked like the patch that they made for The Empire Strikes
Nice.
Back. So it's pretty neat. And these are
Yeah.
the sketches that I showed while you were gone.
Oh, okay.
That was like
Oh, cool.
somebody made at the event. That's kind of neat. So yeah, so
Yeah.
our buddy Craig was there, and kind of fun. Craig
I
has
know
a
that,
terrific book, by the way. Just in case, it's called Star Wars Memories, and I think you can find it on Amazon. And it talks about all
Okay.
of his experiences doing all of this stuff, which was like, I mean, he was there. So this is the party again. Look
Yeah.
at all the tables, and you can see the studio lighting rigs. Dago, there's Yoda's house over there. I mean, it's kind of amazing that they managed to put this party in the middle of the swamp.
Oh, I know. It's crazy.
So
I remember on one of the documentaries and or whatever that they put on. I think it was on Empire Dreams or something. Who knows? But it was Mark. And he's like, I remember the call sheet near the end of Empire, and it just said actor Mark Hamill, and then everything, and then it says everything else props.
right, props.
Like he was the only guy on there for forever.
Well, because Yoda's technically a prop.
Yeah, yeah. That was hysterical.
That's really funny.
Oh,
Poor Mark.
Mike. Yeah. Because I mean, it's like I wonder if that means because like Frank was there for a lot of stuff, but I mean, maybe they were doing just like during that was just pickup shots without Frank. Because wouldn't he be on the call sheet anyway?
He should
'Cause
be.
He's doing
He should as a performer.
or is it because
Plus,
his voice is later?
and it wasn't just him. It was so he worked like
Yeah.
the head and the left hand. He had somebody working the right
Yeah, yeah.
hand. And there were other people
Yeah,
doing
there are a
like
lot of different
cable
people.
control. It was very complicated.
Yeah. But I guess they mean the only physical human cast would be Mark, and then everyone else is working
It's
stuff
just
else.
like a
I guess,
special
is what they meant,
effect.
but it's still, yeah, yeah.
So Colleen and I still have yet to see the Acolyte. Mostly because we're
grief.
playing a little bit of catch up because Umbrella Academy just started. And so we're rewatching all of Umbrella Academy. We're almost done with season 3 again, so that we can watch season 4, which is just a couple of episodes to wrap things up. And so we're kind of doing that, and so we haven't watched the Acolyte yet, but
Okay.
but apparently it's the season 2 of the Acolyte has been canceled.
Well,
I mean, not officially anywhere
I don't
that I can
think
find.
so. Yeah, because they I think we even talked about this last week. There's been no official word.
Yeah.
The only thing that has been released at all was a rumor, so to speak, because it was a sources say sort of thing on Deadline, and all the bunch of actors are talking about being canceled and such. And I'm like, but there's been no official word. I assume it has been, but I don't know for sure because they haven't said a darn damn thing.
Well, and it mostly seems to be haters going, "Yeah, ha, see, told you so. No more Acolyte, ha ha."
Yeah,
But people are trying to combat that with this change.org petition that has almost 60,000 signatures on its way to 75,000. I mean, 2,500 people signed it today, which is kind of nuts. And so, I mean, somebody must like this thing. And, and so
people do, you know.
Yeah, here's a whole
there's a lot of
bunch.
haters and they belong to a certain group, but yeah.
Yeah, so people seem to want more of it. I think mostly because
Mhm.
they left it as a cliffhanger.
A little. Yeah. It is.
So
It is and it isn't. Because you know so it's going to go a certain way, but there are aspects. Yeah. Um, good. Is it good? I hope it does get renewed. I just would like Disney or Lucasfilm to say something. You know,
right.
anything at all will be nice, guys. Because
Yeah. Well, because until they
ugh,
do, basically the haters have free reign.
yeah,
So,
exactly.
and you know
Yeah,
the
and I
gloating
mean
gets
I know
old.
some people had trouble with like the first two episodes too, like I did, but and that may just be the direction.
Yeah.
It could be the writing. I mean, it could very well be the actors, but I don't know why those two for me were a little off. But like the remainder of the series was really good. So um, I don't know. I think it's people that didn't want to stick around for more than two episodes. It's like, you know, for me, it's I give every show three episodes, except in the case that if it is so bad, with no redeeming qualities at all from the first episode, I don't go any further. If it's something you're like, wow, this is worse than some high school kid with a video camera. It's like kind of think it's like that's the only time that I don't do three because it's got the first episode has to be really really bad, and it was for me it was just a little bit of whatever acting choice or whatever they did for a couple of characters and a couple scenes in
Right.
the first two episodes, and that rectified the rest of the series. So
Hmm.
I don't
Well,
know.
but it met your three
We'll see if it
episode
gets actually gets
criteria.
renewed or not. Oh
So,
yeah, totally.
all right.
It made it.
So, as you guys listening might know, Life Day is coming up, which is a
Yep.
thing that we started doing when the Star Wars Holiday Special happened in 1977. But it got a new lease on life during or after the opening of Galaxy's Edge. And we're like, this is where we need to
Mhm.
celebrate Life Day. And so it's always November 17th.
Yeah.
And then we're also doing something during the weekday on the Wednesday before, which is
Yeah.
November 13th for people whose passes are
Yep.
blocked out on the day. And so, or can't get a reservation. And so we're doing that. But there's another holiday which kind of cropped up that started in the Traveler's Guide to Batuu, which also mentions Life Day, by the way. But
Yeah.
they started celebrating the Batuuan Harvest Festival. And it was in the book, but they didn't do anything in Galaxy's Edge. So the locals of Batuu, the cast members of Disneyland, sort of got permission to celebrate it. And mostly it was the people in the shops who wanted to do something. And
Yeah.
so now Disney has kind of like embraced that, and they're actually doing special things for the Batuuan Harvest Festival, which only appears to
Ah.
be at Disneyland, which
Okay.
is interesting. It's not a Florida thing at all. And I'm not
Mm.
going to go in depth as much as we would with Colleen. Oops. Sorry, I need to move this over here so you guys can see it. There we go. So
Oh yeah.
there's a bunch of new food that's coming out. Andorian roasted chicken salad, which is the thing that they've had before.
Yeah.
And the Harvest Festival board. And there's a bunch of weird looking, spacey food things that they're going to have. I don't know how long
Yeah.
this runs. It started on the 23rd of this month. Colleen and I
Okay.
are going tomorrow, and we are bringing Harvest Festival favors to hand out. which will be fun. So we made little
Okay.
sprigs of plants that you can pin to your clothes, and
Yeah.
so we're gonna try and make a few more tonight, and then we're gonna take them. And we only made we made 11 last night. We'll try to make an even 20 tonight, I think, and see how that goes.
There you go.
But so just to celebrate for people who were like really into it, because when we did it last year, people were really into it. The cast members
Yeah.
had bracelets and pins and things like that, and so we thought we would do some too, and just kind of like share the love with those guys. But it's nice to see Disney take these little things on as they have with Life
totally.
Day. So. Let's see.
Exactly.
We already talked about the Haunted Mansion thing, our Grandpa Mark thing.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's kind of really bumming me out about
Yeah.
DCA. So California Adventure, when it first started, was really about California, like massively so. And they decided that was like maybe a little too much. A lot of the rides that they put in were not particularly great. So they took a lot of them out and are in the process of like trying to decide what they really want to be. And one of these things that's kind of getting affected by Avengers Campus and subsequent things they put in is their Buena Vista Street red car trolley. It runs from the very entrance of California Adventure, and it goes just about to Avengers Campus, and then it makes the trip back. And it splits into double tracks, and they can run 2 cars at once. But when they put these away, the barn is located behind Avengers Campus. So you can follow the tracks right up to the big elephant doors. Excuse me. And they're going to use that space for new ride space. So they're getting rid of the trolleys.
Yep.
I know a guy who's a conductor on the trolley.
Yeah.
Really bummed that he's going to be displaced, and he loves the trolley so much. It's just such a neat thing, and it's like the Skyway or the People Mover at Disneyland, where you like get on it, and it's a little slow ride to get to a place that you could easily walk to, but it's just nice.
Oh yeah.
So really bummed about it. They haven't said when they're going to close this, but it's been officially confirmed.
When they feel like making a Avengers Campus new ride.
Yeah, and it's they're adding
That's
something that's called the Stark Flight Lab, and also something called Infinity Defense. And so both of those rides are kind of going back behind where the Quinjet is, and that basically means they're getting rid of that backspace that they need to keep those trolleys running. So they announced it at D23, and it's just sort of a bummer. And it's only been around for just a little over 10 years. They started it in 2012.
Yeah.
And
when they redid most the whole Main Street area of the park.
Yeah, and
so to speak.
They got rid of the Golden Gate Bridge and all the kind of weirdness that was kind of cheesy, and they made Buena Vista Street more like old Hollywood used to be. And it's actually really great now. So I don't know. We'll see. I really dig the red car, but that said, I mean, it's not a thing that I ride very often. So I mean,
I blame Cloverleaf for that.
Right. 8 lanes of shimmering concrete from here to Pasadena. My God, it'll be beautiful.
Exactly.
Everybody listening's like, what are you talking about? That's pretty funny.
What is this?
Eric said there was a stampede at Walt Disney World because of a suspected live shooter situation. There wasn't one. It was apparently just a very loud noise, but something sounds like gunshots. We get scared because it's entirely probable that somebody would be shooting up something like Disneyland or Disney World in this case.
Oh, okay.
Too bad. That sucks. This is a little bit on the tough side. It's like, is this funny or is this going too far? Disney has done a thing where they have brought Deadpool and Wolverine into Avengers Campus. They are holing up behind the Hyperion Theater, which used to host the Frozen show and Aladdin and a bunch, and also Rogers the musical. And so there's a little thing set up where Deadpool can do Deadpool story time. I've seen it a couple times. It's very fun. It's very cute. It is Deadpool, who's a little on the edgy side, but this is family-friendly entertainment. And Deadpool has the ability to make fun of current events, which is what's happening in this. So as things change, he has been improving a whole bunch of different things. So he made this comment that's really tough, where he was telling Cinderpool, which is his Deadpool version of Cinderella, and so they make a joke that said they were headed to the big battle, and Cinderpool was late because he had to read every single page in the terms and conditions when he signed up for Disney Plus. Now, if you've been following the news, you know that somebody had a fatality at Walt Disney World. A physician's wife passed away due to allergies, and they couldn't save her, unfortunately. He has brought suit against Disney, even though Disney does not run the restaurant that this happened at. They brought suit against Walt Disney World and Disney.
It's just on the property.
Right. And Disney, in a really shallow move for even their lawyers, said, well, you have to go to binding arbitration instead of taking us to court because you signed the Disney Plus agreement, which says if you have a dispute, you have to abide by arbitration. They also say that the same arbitration clause was on their tickets when they came into the Walt Disney World Park. And so, this has been a kind of unfortunate news topic. It certainly hasn't made Disney look very good at all. And it's typical of like weird Disney lawyer stuff where their lawyers are like super defensive and they always find like really weird things to bring up. And this is just weird. This is like a really bizarre thing to do. So some people are like, oh my God, that is so funny and so Deadpool. And then other people are like, hey, you shouldn't make fun of this. A woman passed away. So it's kind of, I'll let you decide where you fall on this. There was like some nervous laughter in the crowd, and Wolverine responded with, I don't get it. And Deadpool said, well, they do. So it was really kind of weird. Let me see if I can actually play this, because there is a video here that except Disney never does what they are gonna let me, or not. It's TikTok, and TikTok like
signed up for Disney Plus. I don't get it. Yeah, they do.
So, the question is, like, was that too far, or was it not too far? I don't know. It's very Deadpool. It's very on brand for Deadpool. And they didn't make fun
It's
of the people. They're kind of making fun of the Disney lawyers.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
That's
kind
what I see.
of how I'm going to take it. It was because taken in context with the rest of the show, Deadpool and whoever's playing Deadpool is really good. They're digging at Disney all the time, which is so on brand for that character. So I'm going to give it a pass. You might feel differently, but I think that I mean, digging at the Disney lawyers, I can't say I feel bad about that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally. Let's see.
Jungle Cruise is
what the hell?
closing for renovation at Disneyland September 16th to October 3rd for their typical refurbishment, but apparently they're spending $600,000 to replace their tiger thing.
Oh, that's why it's been walled up.
Yeah. So,
I guess it was having issues, and they're going to redo it.
yeah, middle of next month they're gonna ditch it for some new animatronics. It says they need new electrical, footings, steel frame, cement, plaster rockwork, all sorts of stuff. So apparently it's just gotten a little too old. So we'll have to see. And so it
It's
was
about time, I guess.
It was a sudden closure. And this is the tiger thing across from Indiana Jones where the crocodiles are.
Yeah.
And apparently it just like fell apart. So
Yeah, they jumped 30 feet, so they'll sail right over us.
right, exactly.
Those tigers.
And apparently because the tigers are all boxed up like that, behind this wooden thing that you can't see, the Jungle Cruise guys are making fun of that too. So that's pretty funny. If you want some new content, now's the time. Let's see.
Oh dear.
Walt
what is
Disney
this?
World After Hours.
Oh, is this for the other productions? Yeah.
Yeah,
The
these
after
are the,
hours stuff that they do at Disney World.
yeah. What is this? Toy Story Land, Galaxy's Edge, Rock and Roller Coaster, Tower of Terror. It's just Disney After Hours. It's not a particular theme. Like sometimes they
It's
do
like-
Star Wars.
yeah,
they
it's
do
like-
whatever.
I know. It's like event dates, but it's not really saying really anything.
Yeah, well, but
Like,
the thing that's
yeah.
interesting is they have a couple every month between January and September.
Yeah.
So
And if they're not being, it's weird that there's no name for any of these. What?
Yeah. so you get in at 7
They're just
and you leave at
stay
1.
later? I guess. Okay.
After hours events dates. They're doing them at each park, but they're not saying that they're themed or anything. So I mean, basically, you can do an after hours thing, and this isn't cheap.
Yeah.
It's $175 to $185.
Yeah.
For Magic Kingdom, it's less, a little bit less for Epcot, and a little bit less for Hollywood Studios. And if you're an AP, because they're still called APs over there for annual pass holders, you can get a discount on top of that. I mean, it's kind of cool if you live local. Be a great way to see some of the rides without some of the lines.
Oh, geez, I know.
But they're doing like 2 a month between January and September. That's crazy. In 3 different parks. Wow. What do you want to talk about, Jeff? Anything?
At least they're not theme. They didn't theme them, so that's weird.
Yeah, maybe they'll announce that later. But yeah, it's weird that there's no
maybe
theme.
so. Yeah, it is kind of odd. Yeah.
let's see here. Boy, yeah, we are. What the heck? We're,
We don't have a
just
lot
like
of news,
ton
but
that
we don't
just
have a lot of
sim-
time either, so
Yeah,
it
yeah.
works out.
Let's see here. There was let's see, what was I top finding here? Oh, this one's a rumor, and I put it in our chat, but it never made it to the document because it was way too late in the day. But it's a rumor.
Okay.
So there's a new series coming out called Vision Quest, and it's what they're calling it. It's not the real title.
I
But
hope
it's
not, because that was a terrible
it's
movie
about
in
the
the
White
80s.
Vision from yeah, terrible name. But it's their working title, if you want to call it that, for the White Vision TV series from WandaVision.
Okay.
And the rumor is that we're gonna see is the West Coast Avengers. If you ever picked up the comics way back when they created the West Coast Avengers, it had a version of Iron Man. It was I think it was Rhodey actually, but I'm not sure. And a bunch of other characters like Hawkeye was on that team. He was on the regular team. They had Wonder Man and Scarlet Witch, of course, whatever. But and so a bunch of characters that you don't normally, that weren't really part of the regular Avengers. So I wonder if that's what they're saying. The rumor is that's what's going to happen, but won't know until we see it. Basically, when it comes out.
Well, and connected to that, it sounds like James Spader is going to come back as Ultron in that series.
Yeah.
We never really saw him die off screen, or on screen rather. So that could be really kind of interesting if they do bring him back, because it was a battle basically between Ultron and Vision, right? So
yeah,
he could make a reappearance. And it sounds like James Spader is in for it, which is great, because, I mean, who else would you want to voice that role?
Exactly.
So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I love James Spader, and I really loved WandaVision. I'm hoping this is great. Like, fingers crossed that this is great, right?
I know, geez. It would be nice.
Yeah,
Hope so.
I think so too. And if they do like introduce the new Avengers, I mean that's cool. I'm down. And hopefully
the West Coast version, they're supposed to do too.
Yeah, and hopefully people don't just whine about superhero fatigue. Blah, 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 blah. So,
Whatever.
We had one more thing that I teased in our little teaser for the show today. Did you get a chance to look at this, Jeff? The Fantastic Four leak that they did. It's interesting because, and I won't show it to you just in case you're avoiding spoilers and stuff, but we already know that Ben Grimm is appearing in the Fantastic Four. As the theme, as the thing, and someone has leaked some costumed footage. They don't describe what it is, but you see a guy getting masked up and suited up, and he's big. He's like super burly, really huge. It could be a number of things. It could be a lighting dummy that they're setting up on set so that they can see what the lighting's going to be for CG. It could be a stunt guy, and they're doing what they did on Indiana Jones, where they basically made all the stunt guys wear Harrison Ford masks to look like Indy. They could be suiting this guy up as the theme.
Exactly.
But regardless of what they're doing, however this is used, and it could be Eben Moss-Backrack as Ben Grimm, for all we know. We just don't know.
Yeah.
It looks
can't see him.
good. It looks really good.
Yeah. So, like, originally what they said was that the Ben Grimm was going to be digital, much like Hulk and whatnot, and I don't know if that's still the case, and if that's really is still the case, and it's the whole that this is just like a stand-in kind of dummy sort of thing or whatever,
Right?
Or if it's really, or they're going to go back to animatronics and
prosthetics and stuff.
Well, what they could
I
do.
mean, I would like a physical more.
Well,
you
maybe
know.
they'll do a combination of both, where we've had a lot of characters where they shoot them on set, and they did this with Deadpool. They do this with Spider-Man, where they shoot them on set in the costume, and then they go and augment that with better lip manipulation, facial
Yeah.
emotion, and eye. They change the eye shape and all that kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
on Spider-Man's suit, they get all the emotion and stuff out of these eyes instead of using mechanical ones. Make it a little easier on the actor. And, I mean, that's a good mix. You have a real human performance, and then you have this computer overlay to make them even better.
Yeah. If it's done right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we saw Ryan Reynolds as the Green Lantern, and we know how badly that can go.
Yeah. There was the prequel to the movie The Thing, by John Carpenter.
Yeah.
And the effects that they did, all the animatronic monster effects that this company made looked amazing. They have there's a lot of videos you could find that the group posted that were all the production
Behind the scenes
production videos, like while they were actually shooting the scenes, the guy with like a video camera, recording it all. And these things were amazing. They looked beautiful. It looked so good. And then they made the movie, and you're like, "What did you do?" And it was someone at the studio or something decided to go in and change everything and remove things and replace them with CG, and it just looked god awful.
Right.
And it's like, why? So hopefully they do the right thing.
Let me jump in real quick because we're here at the top of the hour. You have been listening and or watching Docking Bay 94, listening on sci-fi.radio.
Wow.
It's sci-fi.radio is there 24/7. We play nerd music. We've got nerd news. I have a show from 9 to 11 every morning that does birthdays and music history and things like that. Jeff sends me the birthday list, and we play select people from there. And so you could always tune into that. I always love having your company. You can be watching us on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. If there's any way to like or subscribe or anything like that, to let us know that you were there. We are super grateful that you do, and that's how we know that you came if you're not chatting over in the chat. Thanks to everybody who's been hanging out on the chat. We appreciate your company, and especially Kit, who puts our document together and keeps us on the path here during the show. She also does our Docking Bay 94 social media page over on Facebook. So if you laugh at anything over there, you owe Kit a thank you, which is pretty good. We'll do this again next week. Anything else, Jeff?
Yep. Oh no, I think that's good. Just gonna,
He's like, I want to go to bed.
Here. We have like I think we're doing a garage sale this weekend, and then like the Orange Street Fair is also going this weekend because it's Labor Day, and then and there's also Rogers Gardens is starting their Halloween decorations tomorrow. So this one is sort of a forest witch sort of theme.
Oh, that's fun. Cool.
Yeah, so they do something really these amazing decoration setup, whatever they do every year there. So that's what's going on next.
Colleen and I are going to Disneyland tomorrow, and we're going to do like a date night, kind of. We mentioned the Batuu Harvest Festival, so we are, in fact, going to do that. I'm looking at our calendar for Saturday and Sunday, and the only thing that I see is a thing on Sunday that says blueberry pancakes.
Oh, well, there you go. That's all you need.
We'll have to see. I'll let you know how the weekend goes next week. Jeff will touch base too on that. We'll see if Colleen is energetic enough to come back. But thank you to all you guys for doing everything. I'll give you guys some credits over here on the video side of things. Thanks for hanging out with us. We greatly appreciate it, and we will see you next week.
Good night, everybody.